You are welcome to OwanaPaedia, your one-stop center for Uganda's history and the history of the rest of the world. My name is Tony Geoffrey Owana as usual, and in charge of all operations is Herbert Semiano, son of Corporal Samuel Matovu, resting in peace in Chagwe, but hovering in the horizon there watching his son do this wonderful work. This OwanaPaedia team is a three-man unit, but it is a very strong team. Please, as Herbert keeps asking me to remind you, subscribe, because 2024 is going to be stronger than usual. Banange, have you subscribed to OwanaPaedia? I don't know what you are waiting for.
This factory was destroyed, as we have been told this afternoon, soon after the fall of Mbarara in 1979.
Numukimanya ngweji factory ya birega henkure ya birega eko kibwa yahwerekerera obwe orutar Mbarara yahereze kutwarwa amachunguzi.
A liberator comes to Mbarara town, he burns the factory belonging to the peasants.
Omuntu kwiza kuchungura akizwa muri Mbarara akija kashika kosiet factory y'abahingi abo muri Nkori.
Then he goes to Ntare secondary school. He starts burning Ntare secondary school. He's a liberator.
Kuyarigiraho nkomuhaguzi nkomuchunguzi kandi azana Ntare school ishomero ryanye mukomanya na ryata nko kuryose.
Now that is one type of liberators.
Ogwe no muri ngo gumwe gw'abachunguzi abizira bamo.
A liberator who wants to make you be scared. That is a very important man. If you disagree with him, he burns your factory, he burns your schools, he shoots you.
Ogwe no muchunguzi we oninga sho muchunguzi eche hanjo orukwija waye wabatikirize nawe akosiye factory yawe akosiye ishomero akakutera nembundu.
He stood for elections in Nyabushozi and he was not elected.
When
he said he was going to the bush, he must have power. He must shoot the people of Uganda unless they give him power. I want to tell you quite simply, he shall have no power. He shall have no power. This is the power.
OwanaPaedia last time had taken you to Heroes Day celebrations of 1984. As part of those celebrations on the 28th of May 1984, President Obote, who would always celebrate Heroes Day on 27th May in Bushenyi, where there used to be something like a pilgrimage. People would flock to Bushenyi to celebrate the day he returned from exile. So the following day he went to Kakoba. Those of you who are conversant with Ankole, you know where Kakoba is. And the function was to open a brand new coffee factory. Coffee. To welcome the president was his Minister of Cooperatives and Marketing, my friend the late Yonasani Bankobeza Kanyomozi, who thanked the president for having fulfilled his election manifesto of rehabilitating the economy, especially with the factories. He promised that in every other 2 months from that time, they would be opening factories. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. It was interfered with by the coup of 27th July, 1985. Kanyomozi said that the factory that was opened in 1984 was the first factory completed since 1980, when the Uganda People's Congress came to power. The country was found in a devastation. UPC tried its part, but things didn't go as they should have gone. Now, the president was very hot with the people who were opposing him, including those who had gone to the bush and those whom he feared might begin interfering with the peace that was then prevailing in Ankole. Let me remind you, he was particularly concerned that the Secretary General of a rebel group called Uganda Freedom Movement, Francis Bwenge, was from Bushenyi. So he kept repeating to the people of Ankole not to allow banditry into Ankole. What happened subsequently is a matter of history. But for today, let's see what happened when President Obote was opening the coffee factory at Kakoba.
Welcome to Kakoba Coffee Factory, a project under Banyankole Kweterana Cooperative Union Limited, a union born in 1957 and registered in 1958. This union was born to liberate farmers in this area from foreign domination and exploitation in the marketing of agricultural products. Today is the commissioning day of this coffee factory, and the President of the Republic of Uganda is the chief guest during this commissioning day. The President has driven all the way from Bushenyi after the Heroes Day celebration, meeting with elders there. Then he has come to Mbarara to commission one of the projects which was started immediately after the Liberation War, and that was in 1980, and finished within the shortest possible time. On arrival, the President is meeting committee members of the coffee factory and Banyankole Kweterana Cooperative Union Limited. Unlike other cooperative unions operating in one district only, the Banyankole Kweterana Cooperative Union Limited operates in both Mbarara and Bushenyi districts. Itojo Reunion Club.
Over the pillars of UPC, our past ideas, youth and peasants that work hand in hand for development of our country, Uganda. Uganda People's Congress, the leading party in Uganda, with its poverty pillars, shall make Uganda rise and shine. We got the ways of Uganda, peasants are working tirelessly, planting coffee, tea and cotton, with an Uganda for exchange. Food crops are much in production, and Uganda will never stop. Uganda People's Congress, guiding party in Uganda, with its poverty pillars, shall make Uganda rise and shine. Good ideas have been
chairman of Banyankole Kweterana Cooperative Union, on behalf of the committee members and the union, presented the president with some tokens for his memory of his commissioning of Kakoba Coffee Factory.
For the coffee and a bag of coffee, which I will present you shortly.
Originally, Kakoba Coffee Factory belonged to Asian private traders before it was purchased by the Union in 1968. During the 1979 Liberation War, the factory was destroyed and the Union properties lost was worth 34 million Uganda shillings. And in 1980, the government decided to rehabilitate the coffee factory with a loan from the African Development Bank through the Uganda Cooperative Bank.
The coffee factory here was destroyed just after the takeover of Mbarara town.
Mr. President, echoma chomwana chabire kiryaha bakakitere mbundu kyashanshamuka oburugamba rwarigire ku kaho muri Mbarara.
It is also the first one of the few factories which has been completed within the period when you have returned to power.
Kandi echome ekintu kyo kyoma kyokubanza ekibakozire kikahwa oburugire garuka norwombuzahe, Mr. President.
The ministry and the cooperative movement have now started. We intend to engage you every second month with commissioning of factories and gineries of this nature.
Mr. President, oyino murumo abokuba buri mezi abiri, Mr. President, ntujja guma ntukweta oguma noigura hamwa akimwa byoma ministry ya cooperative yabegeisi na nebina byabo ebitandikire.
Very soon, we may be extending invitation to you for Masaka, and later for Mitiana, and later for the gineries up in the north and eastern region.
Mr. President, okuigura wechoma cha Masaka, nango kuigura wechoma cha Mitiana, nebindi ebyoburenge rwizoba kandi ebyoburwizoba nombuchweka bya buriyo.
Mr. President, you during the election did pledge certain things, and the commissioning of this coffee factory is a manifestation of what you pledged to do.
Mr. President, campaign okagambira abantu amazima ebyorukwija kukora kandi kimwa kyebyo ekiwabagambire nekyoma eki ekyorukuza kwiguraho erizoba.
By the end of our mandate and your mandate next year, we will have seen the results, the fruits of what you promised.
Emyaka yeita ibatwire kumara parliament etakahwire, Mr. President, noija kworeka abantu ebijuma byobururu bwabo bateire.
In inviting you, sir, to come and commission this project, I'm aware that this project is being financed by Uganda. It's not a grant. It's going to come through our own efforts to repay the loan.
Chirize nkwete ogambira abantu ababona kandi warga kubagambira tuje tugendane kumwe ogwire cyoma nko kwenteka teka kweri okweri zoba. Mr. President,
amidst Congress of the People being played by the Uganda Police Band, everybody was standing up, clapping.
Let me first thank the chairman.
Kamba nzenye bazeche mkuru wentebe
members and the management
ba members ba committee na staff ya management
of the Banyankole Kweterana Growers Cooperative Union Limited.
Ya Banyankole Kweterana Growers Cooperative Union Limited.
All the members of the union should be proud for today's ceremony.
Bona ba member ba union mwena humuri mushemero kushura mwetero mkwahwa abwe erizoba abyaza kuba.
We are meeting here today because of your sweat and because of your unity.
Hatuija erizoba abwo kututuka kwanyi no gukora munonga kandi no kwatanisa mukakorera hamwe.
Without your sweat, without your unity, we would not have met here to commission a brand new factory.
Hatari gukora namani mukatutuka kandi mukakorera hamwe twakubire turya kwija kwigure cyo magisia nkeke tukuza kwigure rizo.
I thank you very much for all that you have done in the past.
Nyenda kubebaza munonga ni nyamutima mukozire byona obwakare no bwahati.
I also want to thank you, Mr. Chairman, and your committee, and the entire membership of the union for one specific matter you referred to in your speech.
Nyenda kwebaza munonga sebo chairman na bagenzi bawe mu committee na ba staff akintu kimwe kiwagambo mu speech yawe erizo.
You told us, Mr. Chairman, this afternoon that this union covers two districts, the district of Mbarara and the district of Bushenyi.
Union yanyu ne koromu district sibiri eyambara hamwe ya Bushenyi.
I want to urge you that you should not allow any temptation to dwell within your hearts and your minds in order to divide the union into a Bushenyi Growers Union, Mbarara Growers Union.
Ninyenda kubashaba kandi kukweshengereza ngo nabantu bona atakagira wakito mutima ninga kukiteka tekaho ngo union yayitwa y'abanyankore yanyu y'abanyankore mugishare mu kabiri habeho ya Bushenyi hamwe ne yambarara echo nikikafuhe.
But certainly the decision must be yours. It cannot be decision of the government.
Echo okushara muno kwanyu kwa government konkani mpanya tumkuza kushara mu muringo go.
The cooperative movement is based on the ideals of democracy.
Agoko cooperative movement atujimanya yokora buringaniza.
You contribute your toil and your sweat.
Nimwe muri kututuka kandi nimwe muri gukora.
And then you have got a voice in the society or in the union.
If
you do not therefore want to be Banyankole and want to turn into what tribesmen in Mbarara or some other tribesmen in Bushenyi, that is also your democratic right. But I want to advise you most strongly that do not disintegrate. Do not allow the union to be divided into two or more parts. I also want to advise you that now that we are growing stronger and stronger, branch out into other fields of activities.
Nyenda kubahabura koko mwatandiko kugira mani no musinge guhamire mutandiko kureka kutama hurganyo mu kibu kimwe mugume no mureba handi mugire binde mwabasa gukora kugira union hamire.
From this area you have already registered another union dealing with livestock.
Aho mu cyaro mu janga cyanyu mu area yanyu mu ankore kandi mwahura ngo mwa registeringa union ndijo erukwatarana na byente.
But those people who have got livestock, some of them are also farmers. They grow coffee, they grow beans, they grow matoke.
Konkaka ni nchima yangu abamwe abaruka binente abagira mu union agency nibo bamwe abayinebe abakwingo mwani bakahinga bitakuri bakahinga bihimba bakokora ibintu byone n'abahingi nabo.
And those of you who are now in this growers union, who now own this factory, you also have cattle. And if you don't have cattle, you will also have cattle in future.
Kandi mwabari abarya abaryo mu cyowe bakama becyomeje ibabo mwani nimwe bamwe abinente ko mwamutazine hati nimuje kuzigira nigashku mwamutakazigize nimuje kutana ko kuzigira.
I ask you to sit down and think carefully whether it is not cheaper for you to have one big effective union dealing with every aspect of the economy in this area of Uganda.
Ninyenda ngo mushitame mutekateke yaba tikirungi okukorera hamwe mukagira union emwe mpango yamani rugoga erukubasa gukora emirimo egyo yone mwatandika kubagana samwe bichweka no buchwe.
But let no one leave this place today to say that I have advised that the other union should not perform.
Konka mutaruga kandi mugira ngo umubwene president akuyizire ngo yagira ngo union ege itwabire twatandika nguteshemere gukora icyo ne cyanyu mutaka kintamu nyokonka nabagambire kinarebe kikiri.
What I want you to go and tell everybody else is the fact that the movement can only stand on one legs.
Ekindi kwenda ni nyenda ngo mutwareki kumwamwagenzi. Ambera abantu ngwe union yitu neja kwemerera amaguru gayo ebe hamiri.
The first is your willingness to participate in the activities of the union on the democratic ideals.
Ekyo kubanza no kureba ngwimwe mwenka numuyetabo mirimo nebitekateko nenkora ya union obwo mukoratera oburinganiza obwo cooperative movement.
The second is that there should be stability in the country.
Ekya kabiri no kureba ngo arimo bucurera no businge nehorere omunsege.
This factory was destroyed, as we have been told this afternoon, soon after the fall of Mbarara in 1979.
Nimukimanya ngo egi factory yabirega henkure yabirega eko kibwa yahwerekerera obwe Mbarara yahereze kutwarwa amachunguzi.
But even before the destruction of the old factory, poverty was becoming very apparent in Ankole and throughout Uganda.
Kandi mwayekize factory ejo no mwana wanyu nazarugom nechaze cyanyu ni mwakize.
A liberator comes to Mbarara town, he burns the factory belonging to the peasants.
Omuntu ogore omuntu rukwiza kucyungura akizwe muri Mbarara akija kashika kosiye factory y'abahingi abo muri Nkori.
Then he goes to Ntare secondary school. He starts burning Ntare secondary school. He's a liberator.
Kuyarigiraho nko muhaguzi nko mucyunguzi kandi yazana Ntare school ishomero ryanye mukomanya na ryatana ko kuryose.
Now that is one type of liberators.
Ogwe no muri ngo gumwe gw'abacyunguzi abizira bamwe.
A liberator who wants to make you be scared. That is a very important man. If you disagree with him, he burns your factory, he burns your schools, he shoots you.
Ogwe no mucyunguzo we ninga sho mucyunguze cye hanjo orukwija wayo wabatikirize nawe akosiye factory yawe akosiye ishomero akakufutera nembundu.
He stood for elections in Nyabushozi and he was not elected.
Then
he said he was going to the bush. He must have power. He must shoot the people of Uganda unless they give him power. I want to tell you quite simply, he shall have no power. He shall have no power. This is the power.
I think you heard the man. He's making very remarkable accusations. He's saying Yoweri Museveni went to the old factory at Kakoba and destroyed it during the liberation war. And from there, that Museveni went to his old school, Ntare, and destroyed it. I don't think many of you have heard of this before, and I don't think many of you will hear it again. However, OwanaPaedia promises to give you the details as they emerge. Here, the president has spoken as he spoke, and he was very angry, as you have noticed. So he continued to remind the voters to make sure they did not vote unwisely. When we come back, he will be opening the factory officially, and we shall let you know what transpired. OwanaPaedia in charge.
I urge you to keep this area stable and peaceful.
Nimbashaba murebe ngo ahuguma ihorere omucyangeki atarmo akamogo nendabana omurabana.
Our job in parliament and our job in government is to pave the way so that you yourselves can exercise your powers.
Omurimo gwita mu government no mu parliament no kushemeza omuhanda rerimo mukagumiza mukakorera kimuri kwenda mukombe kihanga.